Hello everyone, we're back. Sorry about that. Had a bit of a technical problem, uh, but we are back. Or I should say I am back. So basically the point of this is going to show you how to score some great airline tickets. So, I very much like to use Google search for flights. I'm going to log into my Air Canada account. I have both an Air Canada, United. I have accounts with a number of Star Alliance airlines because with Star Alliance you can actually share your points, i.e. your miles, that you've earned through their different rewards loyalty programs between each other. That's a brilliant facet of their code share agreements between each other. And now with Emirates joining with United, they're not part of Star Alliance, but their mileage or United's Mileage Plus points do work with Emirates quite well now. I think that's actually starting, I want to say in March. But I'm going to, if you'll follow along the screen, type in my booking reference number. That's just an Air Canada thing they give you. Yeah, it gives you a similar thing, and they just call it differently. I think they call it just a reference number. The same thing, really. It's a 6 alphanumeric digit code. My last name. We wait for it to load. And there's my current booking. Cleveland to Calgary, and then my return trip, Calgary to Cleveland. Yeah, I'm taking a late flight on that one, but it's worth it because I will get to experience the 787 Dreamliner. Now, you'll notice down here, it says includes travel operated by Air Canada Express, Jazz Air. Jazz Air is just essentially like United has Republic Airways and whatnot. Air Canada Express has Jazz. It's the exact same equivalent. But that's not the important part. That's just for the short hop across the lake to Toronto. After I spend roughly 7 hours in Toronto, granted I will need part of that 7 hours to go through immigration and customs. It won't take me 7 hours, but I'm going to need some of that time. But after I visit the Maple Leaf Lounge, explore the airport, get some food, chill a bit, then we get the fun part. Yeah, Mitsubishi CRJ 200, Canada Air. Then we get to go on the flagship Boeing 777-300ER. I get dinner, Wi-Fi, live flat seats, business class, Air Canada Signature Class cabin. It's going to be delightful. Takeoff time at 18:55 hours, that's 6:55 p.m. Landing at 9:07 p.m. with time change. Really not too bad. Now you click on the aircraft. It's a nice little feature of Air Canada. Brings you to the Our Fleet tab. And top of the line, right there, Boeing 777-300ER, 77W. Now, the ER stands for Extended Range. Now, I'm not sure which layout they're going to have, but it's still impressive regardless. What they call Air Canada Signature Class or Business Class cabin. Now you'll notice that the 777 is outlined in two sections, or outfitted in two sections. The Business Class cabin is in two sections, I should say. You have the premium cabin right behind for about 3 rows, and then you have the economy sections. Now we can flip through here and we see what we have here. We have the Air Canada Signature Cabin Suites with live flight seats. Basically, you click a button on the, and I'll show you when it's on the flight. But you click a button right there on the control panel, and the seat moves down into light flight position for sleep time. If you want to take a nap or you want to sleep through the night, I won't have that long of a flight. I'll have roughly 4.5 hours long flight. There's 777 on the tarmac. There's 777 economy. And a 343 layout. Good to do the 777 right there. And I believe that's premium economy. Still looks pretty nice. And we'll check the second layout. Now the second layout differs a bit in that it has one business class cabin. But the AC signature class remains the same. Yeah, and so does the premium. Now, I'll show you the A330. I'll show you the the 787-9 Dreamliner, shortened as the 789. This looks at first like it's a bit shorter, but in reality, not quite. It's actually a bit more spacious in business class than anything else. Personal locker for business class passengers, galley, personal locker again, infant changing station, in case you want to change out your kid. No, just kidding. But my seat is in 1K, or 1 kilo, and it's actually pretty nice because I will get over here 3 windows. Now ideally it doesn't really matter for my flight the amount of windows I have, considering I'll be taking off in the middle of the night. Won't be much to see, but it's also nice because in the window seats at the very front you get a little extra legroom, which means you have a little more room to stretch out. This is AC Premium, Standard Economy, back of the Standard Economy looking forward. 787 in flight. You can see the wings kind of swooping upwards with the force of the gravity. Of gravity. 787 taking off. And once more in flight. So yeah, this is going to be a very interesting flight, and you all will get to come with me aboard as we explore the 787 Dreamliner from a trans woman's perspective in Canada, in the finest offerings that Canada has to offer. The Wi-Fi prices for Canada are not that bad. I paid about 15 bucks American or USD for a 4.5 hour flight, and I'll pay once more right before I come back. So we'll have internet on the Dreamliner as well. Really can't beat that. I'm also looking forward to the, granted it's a domestic version, but it's still amenity kit regardless. Now, anyway, I wanted to show you how to book your preferred seat. And I don't just mean like airline verbiage preferred seat. I mean like actual preferred seat, which will be imperative no matter where you want to travel. So we're going to go to Google Flights. And you'll see it pops right up. You have 2 options. You can search right here, or you can actually go to Google Flights page. We're going to go to the Google Flights page. Say we're searching for example, 1 person. So we're going to leave that alone. And we'll say, premium economy. We'll keep it round trip. Yeah. Cleveland, our home base for now. Say we want to go to, I don't know, we'll just say Maldives. Ultimate luxury vacation destination. Yeah. Wait for the prices to populate. Now, going transatlantic halfway across the world is going to be expensive. There's no way around that. We'll say May. So we'll go May. Now, it's often cheaper to fly on the weekends or days leading up to the weekends, or flying on off days, for example. Usually on off days. There's actually a very tricky algorithm to it. Now, I'll be honest, I haven't mastered the algorithm yet, but often on off days, it's an average of sometimes as much as $2,000 to $2,300 less expensive, which means a little more affordable, obviously, to fly on off days. So we go Tuesday or Wednesday. Let's leave on Tuesday, and let's see. We'll come back. On an on day, we'll say Tuesday. So about 6 days there. Now, the twin tails as a symbol here mean different airlines. Not different flights, different airlines entirely. So this is their best departing flight. They're randomly selected best departing. Now, the nice thing about United and Singapore Airlines is that they're both Star Alliance, which is quite nice. However, something I found out, you cannot use your Mileage Plus award miles to upgrade on a flight on Singapore Airlines. Like, you cannot use those award miles. You can book flight, but you cannot book first class. I think they just changed that. Now, this personally is a flight I would consider taking. Very much so. Cleveland to LAX, 4 hours 51 minutes. I mean, I'm going to show you what all these mean here. I know some of them are obvious, but I want to go through them with you just to make sure you have a good idea of what you're getting into. So these on the left are the airline signatures or symbols, or if you want to be archaic about it, sigils. This is United Airlines, obviously. My favorite airline, in the US anyway. Not in the world, just in the US. Departing Cleveland Hopkins International Airport, that's right here in Cleveland, at 7:24 p.m. in the evening, for a 4 hour 51 minute flight to LAX on a 737. So you can tell a different type of aircraft right here at the bottom. Right here at the very bottom, I'll highlight it for you here. This is a Boeing 737, so it's a small little commuter plane, but it's a plane that United often likes to take for transcontinental or semi-transcontinental hops. It's a flight that Air Canada likes, or a plane that Air Canada likes to use too. So I really lucked out having a 777-300ER and a 787 back-to-back. And that might change, I don't know. I was taking an Airbus A330 from Calgary back to Toronto, and that got changed about a week and a half to 2 weeks ago. Let's see. We spend 2 hours and 25 minutes, about 2.5 hours in LAX. I always round down with layovers, so figure if it says 2 hours 25 minutes, figure about 2 hours 10 to 2 hours 15 minutes. Sometimes airplanes catch up on time in the air, but it also depends on what time you depart the gate, or your origin destination, or originating flight, rather, yeah. I mean, if your layover is like 1 hour 5 minutes, always round down to maybe 55 minutes to an hour. If your layover is like 7 hours 20 minutes, round it down to 7 hours. Always, always round down. It's better to have too much time on your hands than to have too little. That's common sense, but common sense is not always common. Now, the carbon emissions estimate, I just kind of ignore that because I figure whatever I put into the air doesn't really matter too much. Average legroom Wi-Fi for a fee. Now, if you book a United site through, or instead of going through Google, you can upgrade your economy seat later on. Same for Singapore. I mean, when you take your flight from LAX to Singapore Changi Airport, that's a 17-hour flight. But let's be honest, that includes time changes, so it's not totally 17 hours. Then, let's see, layover in Singapore for 12 hours 55 minutes. That's a bit excessive, but not terribly if you get lounge access. Or even just, traveling around the airport, like seeing the sights, getting a little bit of rest. As long as you have a place to put your luggage, it's not terrible. See, traveling is often stressful, and it's my goal, my dream, if you will, to show you that traveling doesn't have to be stressful, or you can at least minimize that stress to an extent. Now, this is interesting. This other option here is a little more expensive, about $3,500, but it's offering United and Emirates. With a down arrow, United, New York Liberty, so Cleveland to New York Liberty, that's a 1 hour 40-minute trip. And round down to about an hour and a half. 2 or 49-minute layovers, so not too bad. Let's see. And to New York Liberty, overnight flight, of course. Premium economy, Boeing 777. I would probably upgrade this to their business class, honestly, because I've always wanted to travel in their Polaris, and the transatlantic flight would be an opportunity to do that. I would probably upgrade to the Polaris. New York to Dubai, and then, let's see, overnight layover, 6 hour 50 minutes, and then 2:30 in the morning. From Dubai to Valana for 4 hour 10 minutes. That's not too bad, but you'd end up spending like half a day in the Maldives, just sleeping. Unless you can sleep on the plane. I can never sleep on planes at all. I'm kind of a nervous flyer that way. I'm always afraid of waking up dead. And yes, I'm aware of what I just said. Waking up dead. It's kind of an oxymoron. But regardless. Anyway, that's how you do that. It's my honor and privilege to walk you guys through this, and I will be here every step of the way. Please feel free to email me or message me or shoot me a text, or, if you have my number, and I will be more than happy to help you guys out with this at all, anytime. My ex-boyfriend and I are going to stream Halo for a while on the same channel. Stick around. We will be right back in about half an hour or so, maybe less. And we are going to do that for maybe 2.5 hours, maybe 3, tops. But it's going to be